There you go. You should have it now. All right. There you
Okay,
go.
continue. Got it.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
We are live.
Great.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Blacko, for joining us today. How was your
Pleasure.
day today? What'd you do?
That was good. I know. I just hung out a little bit,
Hung out,
did some music,
okay.
and sang some songs, and
Nice. Okay.
now I'm drinking. Cheers.
Oh, good. So we're all drinking. Actually.
Me too. This is sparkling water.
This is since this is not going out live, it is 10:30 on. It's like nearly 11 o'clock on Tuesday night. So there's a little bit of drinking going on. So
yeah, of course.
Blacko, are you in Japan too?
Yeah, I'm in Tokyo, bro. I'm in Shibuya-ku. I live right beside. I'm like right beside the Shinjuku-koen.
Nice. Me and Tony are in the Chiba.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like that's the countryside to me.
It is the countryside. It is the countryside. Yeah.
Okay.
We're very simple
That's cool.
living.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like all of it's really cool, man. Like Tokyo is just wild, and like whether you're in Chiba or Saitama or you're in central Tokyo, it's just gonna be wild all the time. It's just interesting, you know.
I don't know. I love sharing this place to my friends back home. Even Chiba seems like a total like exotic place to my friends.
100%. They've never seen anything like it. Yeah,
of course. Right. No.
Yeah. And like you think like the wonderful thing about Japan is like even like I've been here 15 years, 16 years, right? So I'm an old fart, right? But like just when you think you've seen all that Tokyo has to offer, you know what I mean? You're kind of walking home through some suburb. Like at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're just trying to get like the fucking trains are gone, so you're just trying to get through the suburb, and like some house will just open up and 4 drag queens will just barrel out on the street at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, Tokyo, I thought I knew you, but thank you for giving me this too. You know what I mean? It's like it's a city that never stops giving you like the really wild shit. You know,
I don't think Chiba tops that, but me and Tony have had many nights outside konbinis where we've seen very strange people enter the stage.
Dude, konbini drinking is the way to go.
Yeah.
That's the way to meet people. Like when Japanese people go to bars, they don't really they stay with the group they're in.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they don't because they're all kind of like cubicled off.
Right.
But when you're outside a convenience store and you're like drinking fucking, you know, people are like they get curious and like, oh my god, there's a guy in it and I know 5 English words. I'm gonna try it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They get confident. It's fantastic. I love it. You know?
You're very right, Blacko. We've had a lot of people come up to us just trying to practice their English.
For real, and that's great. Like bring it on. You know what I mean? It's hot. It's hot. Do it. Yeah.
Super cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Tony is the MC. So Tony, what do we do first, Tony? What's on the agenda?
All right, so I think first the best way is just introduce yourself to everybody listening.
Hi, I'm Blacko. Nice to meet you. Fuck off.
Okay, that's a good introduction.
Blacko.
I'm from Dublin, Ireland, and I don't, and I'm too old to be PC.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Blacko, tell me more. Tell me more about you.
I do music. This is obviously a music podcast, right? I do music. It's the only thing I've ever done. But since I was 16, 17, I was just singing on the streets and just figuring it out. I just like learn how to just like spot someone from 100 yards away and get money off them. By the time, you know, I'd start a song, and by the time he'd like come within 20 yards of me, I'd be singing the chorus. I got his money, you know. Right. So I was just that guy. And then, like at some point, I did like a bit of sound engineer and music production at about kind of late 90s, because you know, Pentium 90s were the computer at the time, and you could literally like you could sync. You could use MIDI code to sync a PC to like a tape player, right?
You're losing me, Blacko. I'm too young for that.
But Matthew is the sound engineer. Well, he's the recording engineer for Messina Records.
Yeah, but you know, I started a little bit late. I cannot record.
Never used MIDI. You never used a MIDI timecode stripe, did you ever?
No, MIDI. I should know, but
a MIDI timecode is like where you like just record. Like you just, it sounds like you know when like a 32-bit modem starts off. It sounds like that. You record that onto a section of tape, and then you put that back to the thing. And it just
maybe you can talk to my dad about that. He records too. Maybe.
Jesus Christ. Are you calling me a boomer, you motherfucker? I'm Gen X, bro. I'm Gen X.
There you go, Gen X.
Although, looking at you, I probably am as old as your dad. I'm 50 years old, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Actually, my
he's
father
53,
is 48.
right?
My
48.
father is 48. Yeah. I have a very young papa.
Fuck all you young kids. Cool. That's all good, man. It's all good. That was just when I grew up. So, yeah. So, I just started like like music production just as like, as like PCs were coming to the forefront. Apple had like great little sequencers. If you were running a sampler, it was all real cool. So I started doing that. It was just at the end of tape and the beginning of like full on digital.
Okay.
And I did that, and then I was doing that in Ireland for like several years, and then I moved to England, and I did it for a few years there, and then I met a Japanese bird, and I came to Japan thinking, oh yeah, no, I'm going to be fine being an engineer in Japan, not thinking that all the software was going to be in Japanese, and I don't speak the language, so I was like completely handicapped.
So Blacko, I'm curious. So you were traveling a lot. What made you like feel so strongly to come to Japan to do music production? What
I met a Japanese bird.
So that's what grabbed you. That made you want to come.
100%. I was like, okay, I guess we're going to be moving together. That's it.
Okay.
Simple. Cool. You know what I mean? It's like in for a penny, in for a pound.
Right. Yeah. I mean, makes sense to me. Yeah, but
you know what I mean? I knew about 6 or 7 months. I knew about 6 or 7 months, and it was like there was always an end date on the horizon. So it's like make a fucking decision, or just like or be a pussy for the rest of your life. So I made a decision. You know what I mean?
It's a good mentality. I mean,
like jump. You know what I mean? Jump in. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think many foreigners have like a really strong why they come to Japan to do what they do, and I like to hear everyone's story.
Yeah, like. It would never happen to me if I hadn't met this bird.
Wow.
But,
really?
No.
Me too, the same. No, if I never met my friend in recording school, he said, come to Saitama, come visit my place. Like, what's a Saitama? Like, come visit me.
I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be hating on all countryside ass fucking towns or whatever. No, it's cool.
That's my first time coming here, and the reason why I'm like asking you questions like that, because my first time to Japan, my friend was like, "Come visit me, just pay for your ticket, stay at my place." Sure. And it was totally paid for. Everything was paid for. It was super cool.
Yeah, no, the Japanese are very, very cool. They're very, very friendly. They're very welcoming. As long as if you just kind of throw them the respect they deserve.
Put it in your fridge, man. Why isn't it in your fridge?
I only just got home. I've been working till 10 o'clock, and that is my fridge for the moment. I got blocks of ice in there, bro.
Oh,
I'm telling you, man. I'm talking serious bro shit. I'll show you.
Let's see the ice in the bag. There is ice in the bag.
Can you show us the ice, Blacko?
There's some ice.
There is ice in the bag.
Oh shit.
Yeah, tell you, bro. There's more where that came from. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. You got 2 of them.
Anybody listening to this just on the podcast is to be like, what the fuck is happening right now? But you're just
I know. You guys are not really sure what's going on, but like apparently this is a music conversation, but we're not really sure why. Yes.
We're going to get
there.
Yeah, exactly. At some point.
That's a good segue. So that's a good segue into talking about Japan. Johnson's Motorcar, which is the whole reason we're talking today. And
did you do any research? You know anything about us?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Cool.
So I will say you're in a very niche market out here. There's not a lot of like Irish kind of rock bands that are going on.
That's true, but that's a brand that we're shedding at the moment.
Okay.
We started off as like the violinist Martin Johnson of the Johnson's Motorcar, who puts a Johnson in Johnson's Motorcar. Okay. He was, when I first met him, like Johnson's Motorcar was just his like side project where he was playing in Irish pubs.
Right.
And it was a paid gig. I was happy to jump in, and we done that for a bunch of years. And then we like started branching out. We were like, well, we have a couple of CDs we could play on the street and sell CDs. And we were doing that, and we were doing pretty well selling CDs because the way he plays violin, it's just intense.
Okay.
Like he's playing like trad music, like really fast.
Wow.
And he's killing it. You know what I mean? I'll send you some links if you're going to cut these in or whatever. Anyway, so like he would do that, and then this drummer girl came up and to talk to us, and I just had this feeling about her, so we just got involved with her. And then we were like, we were just running around as a 3-piece acoustic, drums, acoustic guitar, and violin. And we did that for several years, and then I always wanted to play rock and roll with Irish trad. So I wanted to play electric guitar, so we started getting bass players involved and blah, blah, blah. And at some point, we'd recorded a few CDs. We'd been with one label. We came to another label. We put some stuff out. And it was fun, but Martin's also culturally Jewish as well. So not only was it the Paddy stuff, there was also these kind of weird sort of, I mean, in the band we call them the Jewy tunes, but they're more sort of Eastern European kind of klezmer type, those kind of scales, you know. And so we do that as well. So I mean, yeah, it's not unfair. We have done a whole bunch of very Irish stuff, but I would say we're more eclectic folk rock at this point because since 2018. Our drummer and bass player left, and we've got a new drummer and bass player with us now, and we're doing a whole bunch of like different shit right now.
Okay.
So like everything.
For example,
it will be revealed in due course. But I mean, we're you know, we've just been like, well, obviously 2018, so they left, right? Then so 2019, like. We were like, when a drummer and bass player leaves a 4-piece band, you're fucked.
Yeah. 2 left.
Proper fuck. No, but the whole back line is done.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh fuck, what do we do? And
you're talking to a drummer and Matthew's a bass player. So
right. So supposing like you both were in a band and with like one dude or 2 dudes and you both left, they're fucked.
I would just end the band.
Well, I mean, Martin and me put like 12 years into this shit. So we're like, man, that's not happening. That's not happening. Okay. So we got our shit together. We got a couple of people. And so like 2019, we were going, this is cool. These guys are great. They were just great. It was great fun. The vibe was different. It was more energetic. And then 2020, we all know what fucking happened. 2020. So we were like ready. We were like 2018 was when those two other kids left.
Can I ask you this? So
yeah, man.
Prior, you were living in. Sorry, I know that you are Irish. Were you living in Ireland?
No. I've been here. I've been in Japan since like 2006.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I've been here for like 15, 16 years.
For my own knowledge, so prior to living in Japan,
this Johnson's Motorcar is a Tokyo band.
Oh,
we all met in Tokyo.
Was it harder to find band members in Japan compared to your prior country?
I never even wanted to be in a fucking band.
Okay, what?
It was a fucking I wanted to be like kind of, you know.
What did you want to be?
I wanted to be behind a mixer, just like pushing buttons.
Oh, I've done that too. I've been the live sound guy. I've done everything.
Coming to Japan, like thinking I was going to get into engineering somehow, and then figuring out like, oh, they all use Pro Tools. And that fucking software is all in Japanese. I'm fucked. They'll not hire me until I can learn that shit, and that'll take 5 years. And then the opportunity was Martin was like, and like since I was a busker, since I was 17 years old, I know about performance.
Yeah.
So so it wasn't that weird, but I never wanted to be in a band. But I mean, I like. You know, once I got into it, I'm like, I know how to do this.
I mean, I will say though, like Johnson's Motorcar has a pretty good following. And you guys,
we do all right.
Yeah, I mean, for someone that didn't want to be in a band, you got pretty lucky.
Well, I mean, but I know about performance, so you know, now that I'm doing this, I'm going to apply the skills that I know. And I mean, I've been like figuring, like, you know, when I was 17, I was figuring out how do I get like a dude 100 meters away.
Right.
To give me a quid
Right.
Because he's with a hot girl and I'm playing the song that she likes because I know what she's wearing. Right. And I'm hitting the chorus just as they're getting close to me. She's like, fucking give him the money. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. And as soon as they're like 10 meters beyond me, I'm stopping that song. I'm focusing on somebody else. Do you know what I mean? I was always about like, let's perform and let's get professional. You know what I mean? In Japan, very few people have their own voice.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
So, like, they're just towing the line constantly.
But do you think
could be very
musicians?
stressful? No, it could be very stressful. Well, they're just people in general. Just normal dudes are just throwing the line. They're going out to shows of the weekend, and they're not allowed to put anything on Twitter that's controversial. All right. Okay. So sometimes, you got to give them what they want, but also you got to give them what they fucking need.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And you got to say something. You got to say something that they can relate to, and that's like. That makes them feel this is fucking real, and they're not going to retweet it or go hey because they're boss or whatever, but they just hit like and they're like, yeah, word son, I'm going to buy your album.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? And then it's very important, and the fucking music industry has forgotten this shit. You know what I mean? We're giving people wet ass pussies now, and God only knows what the fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Wet ass pussies and people who mumble.
Yeah.
But what about the motherfucking shit people need to hear?
Right.
So what in your opinion, what do you think people need to hear right now in the music industry?
People need to hear like some controversial shit. People need to be shocked out of their complacence.
Right. Yeah.
People need to stop being such a bunch of bitches and just deciding, well, I'm blue or red. Fuck you. What about purple, you faggots?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do this. No, this is not how life works, man. You can't just go, I am this, so I subscribe to all that, or I'm this, so I subscribe to all that. That's not how life works, man.
Right.
That's not how life works. Life is dynamic and it's not monolithic.
It would be nice, but it's not the truth.
It would not be nice. It's the worst. It's the hellscape that I imagine in my nightmares. I'm just like, it's really easy. No, it's not easy, and it shouldn't be fucking easy. And it's like it's a bit like there's
So I was told. I listened to a podcast today.
Go on.
Me and Tony included. Millennials are the most laziest generation.
I'm not sure about that.
What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't really know much about it now. You're talking about Americans, right?
Yeah. Millennials bridged past America?
Well, you see, there's millennials and there's Gen Z.
Yeah.
Well,
I wonder if you might mean Gen Z.
I don't think we're Gen Z. I mean, Matthew was born.
I think I'm.
I know Matthew looks kind of Gen Z. Like, what are you, 24?
I was born 1988.
Oh, no, you're millennial then.
Tony, you're Gen Z?
I don't think so. I was born in 93. I think I'm millennial too.
You're giddy Gen Z, but I mean, like, what does any of that shit mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not really sure. I'm not, especially because you're talking about American culture, and that's not something that I'm very, very sure about. But I know there is like a slight difference between them. I believe the millennials are a little bit more mature than the Gen Z little bitches, but I think the Gen Z there might be a lost cause.
Right. So,
no, it's confusing. That's not to say that it's not irredeemable, because you hold out hope that like somebody might just fucking say something interesting and they'll be like, that motherfucker's got a point.
But do you think that now with the cancel culture, for example, I mean, I'll be honest, one of my favorite musicians of all time is Marilyn Manson, and this man is just completely fucking canceled at this point.
No, he's not. Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
His label dropped him. He's not allowed to release.
He's dropped by his label.
Oh yeah, this is like 2 years ago at this point. Yeah.
How is there not like a slew of labels queuing up to try and sign fucking Marilyn Manson?
Well, because he was canceled. Because I know.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Right.
Like what? 300 faggots on Twitter decided they don't like him?
Yeah, I mean, there's, I try to look at things very.
And I don't mean like gay people.
I get it.
I mean actual faggots. Like dirty ass, fucking bitchy, cannibalistic motherfuckers.
I get it, yeah.
Right? These are not good people, right? Now, those fuckers can't cancel you. Like, look at Dave Chappelle. Right. Cancelled? He just went, no, I'm not. And now he's not. Same with Rogan. He's like, nah, cancel me. No, I'm not. And he's not. Marilyn Manson should have stood up and go, yeah, fucked a whole bunch of bitches.
Yeah,
Like, why is Jimmy Page not fucking cancelled? How did all these 1970, like, we know what they were doing. They were definitely fucking underage girls.
Oh, no,
there's no fucking chance that they didn't fuck a ton of minors.
Yeah, it's recorded historically. Like
100%. It was like they were given props because of it.
Right. Well,
right. And Marilyn Manson, if he let that happen to himself, well, that's fucking on him. Well, because he should have been a bigger bitch about it.
Well,
I mean, I've got a lot of time for him as an artist, man. But if he let those fucking bitches cancel him, that's on him. Like, what does he need a fucking label for? He's famous as fuck.
Yeah.
Like doing Louis C.K. Put out your own shit, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good.
Actually. Or give me a call, Marilyn. I'll sort your head out.
Please, yeah. Marilyn Manson, reach out, please.
So reach out. And if the baby needs a hand, I'll fucking sort you out and all.
Yeah. No, you're right though.
No, I mean, the cancel is just like you if you accept that,
right?
It's happened to you, but you shouldn't accept it because that's like it's a minority of people. Are making a massive amount of noise. And it's not even that much noise. It's just amplified by these simp fucking media agencies that are just looking for clicks.
Right.
They're like, if we can like shit on Marilyn, we'll get like 40 million clicks. Yeah. So that means we make like $4,000 that day. Those fucking pussy little bitches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
think of it this way. Maybe
I agree.
Right?
Maybe.
So like that's all they're doing. They don't mean any of this. But they'll just use the quotables. They're just like, somebody on Twitter said. It's like, what? Somebody on Twitter? That's a fucking media source now?
So Blacko, how would you like consult people to really see the truth in all of this? Like, how can they really be objectively aware of what's going on?
All right, don't be on a team.
Don't be on a team. Okay.
Don't be on a team. Think for yourself.
Think for yourself. Okay.
And assume that you have been programmed.
Mm-hmm.
Assume.
I was. You all are. We've all been programmed in some way, shape, or form. We all have our pre-existing biases.
Right.
Question your pre-existing biases. Why do I think like that about that guy?
Right.
Like, isn't there a chance that, like, if I'm like saying, oh, he did this, therefore he's a fucking fascist, or whatever the fucking narrative is, am I making that? Isn't that a bit of a leap?
Yeah.
Like, okay, he did this, not really cool with that.
Right.
But maybe that doesn't make him a fucking neo-Nazi. Maybe he's just a little bit uncool in this area and there's other redeeming qualities. And question your own bullshit. That's what I would say about that. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Because, I mean, it took me a long time, because you believe your own bullshit and then, like, you're in your 20s and then you hit your 30s and you're like, oh, I'm fucking completely wrong about all that shit. But these days, nobody wants to admit they're wrong. So they hang on to it and they fucking ride or die on that hill. And it's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not great, bro. It's not great.
So tonight, on the way home from work, I listened to a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I was told that life is just a learning experience. That's all it is.
That makes sense.
You learn.
Like, Mainichi Kyoku. Every day in education.
But you just learn.
Like, I mean, like every day in education. And if you haven't fucking had an education today, what were you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not like you're not meant to deliver an education, you're meant to get one. You're meant to listen. So people should stop fucking talking, and they should start like letting shit into their ears.
I was
and
told
like, you know,
that we have 2 ears and one mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like we hear in stereo, but we talk in mono.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
So and this is our podcast. So Tony, what is the next question? What's
Oh my gosh. Well, where do we go from here?
Well, you know, I'm we in Texas now. Yes. We're fighting 2 wars.
Hey, fuck them.
No.
We're the United States of America. We can fight 5 fucking wars. Fuck them.
Right. I mean, well. So obviously Johnson's Motorcar. You've been around for, I don't want to say forever because that makes you sound old.
We've been doing pretty good in a very sort of subtle kind of way.
Yeah, but
like we're connected with a very good management company that gets us to do like really cool festivals, and we've done Fuji Rock a couple of times, and we've done like Sapporo, like Rising, whatever the fucking thing is up in Hokkaido. We've done a bunch of like cool festivals, and but they're also very good educators, because they're like, we're not going to give you all this shit on a plate. Like you need a. Yeah. No, I mean they'll hook us up with that, but only after we've earned it.
Okay. So
we have to do our own shit.
Okay.
They're not like, you know, it's not like our management is getting us all these gigs.
Oh,
we have to get our own gigs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have to get our own gigs, and then if we ask them really nicely, hey, bro, can we fucking like just do Fuji Rock this 1 year because we got a CD out? They're like, yeah, you're fine. It's all good. We got it. And they'll do that for us, right?
But Fuji Rock is huge.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, it does seem huge,
right?
But like, it really isn't.
But it kind of is, though.
But it isn't, though.
Right. I mean,
as a band, you think played Fuji Rock.
Right.
Clearly, we're going to sell 4 million records next year.
I mean, that comes down to
festival.
That comes down festival.
To. It looks good on your CV, but nobody's fucking looking at your CV when they're deciding whether to go to your live show.
Right.
Right. I mean, so, like, you know, it's fine. It's great to do it. It's great to have
here's a question for you. Here's a question for you. Do you think that touring equals more sales and more exposure?
I mean, if you can afford to tour.
So with Johnson's Motorcar, you've toured quite a.
We've been all over the country. Yeah.
Has that helped you? Has it just kind of?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's put us in the room with various different kinds of artists over the sort of like. I guess I want to say like sort of 9 years that we were like like a 4-piece.
Right.
It's put us in the room with a lot of different artists. We got to do some cool shit. We've got to play we played like Tokyo Zep with Mono Eyes, which is a fucking big deal, man. And because, you know, Takeshi Hosomi is like, he's a good friend of ours. He's a fucking thoroughly nice guy, so he's looked after us. We've played Makahari Messe with like Braffman, because they're our gym show and they're thoroughly nice guys and they look after us. And they give us little fucking chances here and there, but none of those things equal that fucking thing. Like, okay, let me give you an example, right? You know the way, I mean, you guys might be a bit young for this, but back in the day, in the 80s and the 90s, when a new band came out, they wanted to tell you that they were just like a brand new band that has just come up with this song, right? And there's a band called Soul Asylum. They had a song called Runaway Train, right?
Oh, yeah,
Runaway Train, right? Okay.
Of course, yeah.
So the music industry's going, they just come out of nowhere. They've got this fucking great song. Yeah. When anyone interviewed Soul Asylum, they were like, "We've been touring for 12 years, bitches."
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Because you gotta get on the fucking road, man. You gotta get your chops up.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I mean, you can be in a rehearsal studio, write 8 great fucking songs.
Right.
That doesn't mean you can perform them to any crowd anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? You need to fucking learn that shit. And it takes time and it takes dedication and it takes pain, man. And sometimes you gotta bomb a few times.
No,
you gotta you gotta get like too drunk and go, oh shit, we can't play this drunk.
So you know what I mean? So I have a question, Blacko.
Yeah, go on.
So what advice would you give to a band that was just starting, that was eventually going to get to your point and could mistake or fix the mistakes that you made when you were younger? What could they do? What could they
Fix
do?
the mistakes I made.
I'm very curious.
The mistakes I made are very unfixable.
Okay, so what could you do?
All right, what I would say is, I mean, first of all, you probably shouldn't do it because you want to be famous.
Yeah.
Right? You should do it because you really like the people you're with, and you just feel good about the songs.
Right.
Okay.
Once you're there, you're in a good place. The second thing, if you want to actually, you have to be undeniable.
Undeniable.
And that takes a long fucking time, man.
So when you say undeniable, what do you mean? Like
the songs just have to be like, even if a retarded 4-year-old covered your song, it would just sound like a fucking song.
So you think it comes down to songwriting, or do you think it comes
down to it comes down to how the band first presented the song, and people are just like, oh my fucking God.
Right.
And it just because a song is like nothing. It's ethereal. It's like a vocal melody. It's like a quasi set of chords. But like how that is presented, that could be like, it could be classical music, it could be hardcore, it could be anything. Yeah. And the song is still the same, but like it sounds completely different.
Right.
So a song is ethereal.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, when you first put it out there, it like, it's gonna have to be undeniable. I'll tell you, Martin's writing some fucking songs now, man. I'll come back on in May or June when we've got these fucking things.
Can you explain to everybody who Martin is? Because I mean,
all right. Let me explain who Martin fucking Johnson is. All right.
Okay.
Martin Johnson is like a kid from Florida, right?
Okay.
He's from Gainesville, Florida. Okay. And he was like when he was a teenager, he was like a statewide fiddle champion. Okay. But like when he wasn't going to go to university, so when he'd finished high school, he's like flipping burgers and doing ecstasy or whatever the fuck, and he got a chance to come to Tokyo and like work in Tokyo Disneyland, and he took it.
Wow.
All right. And he came here, and once he got here, he was like kind of feeling. He never thought a bit about being a musician. Never thought about it.
Oh, okay.
But once he's like doing that, like I'm some fucking bullshit pirate bullshit, whatever, singing some fucking, you know what I mean? But playing the violin like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Once he started getting around, he met a guy called Toshi Lowe from a band called Braffman. Okay. And Toshi Lowe was like, I'm on tour. Martin was like, I want to write some songs to you. Toshi Lowe was like, I'm on tour and I'd come back to me in 6 months. Okay. Martin took his time, came back in 6 months, right?
Right.
I think he might have been told to come back again.
Wow.
And he came back again. And Toshi Lowe was like, okay, well, I like that song that you wrote. Let's do more of that. Okay. And then Toshi Lowe just like brought his whole fucking mellowcore band and put it in behind Martin. And it took them like 12, 13 years, but that motherfucker is a big deal in Japan now. Wow. And it took him like 12, and he busted his balls, man. And like our management company, they trained him. And like he barely spoke Japanese at the time. But like they're a fucking big deal now. When they do tours, they're playing billboards all over Japan.
Well, that's
right?
What I'm saying.
And they'll fill a billboard in the afternoon and also in the evening. And this motherfucker is undeniable.
Yeah. So it goes to say
you know what I mean?
Everyone's path is.
It's 100% unique to you.
Very different.
100% unique to you.
It's unique to you.
And you gotta make your mistakes you can't fucking. Somebody else's playbook is irrelevant. Although you can learn from other people's mistakes.
You should.
You're gonna have to make your own too.
Yeah. Matthew has a father. Matthew has a band with his father, the Mind Ride, and his demographics that he says are mostly older guys. So
what's the fucking problem with that?
Selling CDs, selling vinyls, like you
fucking
said,
awesome.
Give people what they want, right?
They're fucking buying product.
Right. But
what's the problem?
Is there a point where that turns out not good?
No, they're buying product.
You don't think so?
Dude,
right.
You're making shit for X, you're selling it for 8X. Right. What's fucking bad about that? That's the essence of, like, okay. You see, here's the fucking problem, right?
Yeah.
Y'all kids think pop music is a genre. It's fucking not.
No, it's not.
Back in the 80s, man, back in like 1982, right? Pop was whatever was in the fucking charts that people bought the most of that week.
Right.
Okay. So like when I grew up in Ireland, right, we would listen to the UK charts, and like that would be like there'd be like, you know, some like maybe Debbie Harry might be up there, and then there'd be some rock band, and then maybe some fucking puppets from some BBC show would fucking have a thing out there, and all of it was pop music, and all of it was diverse and different. Yeah. Okay. Right? There is no, like, listen, you want to be a professional musician. Your job is to get fucking paid. Right? There is no shame in fucking entertaining a specific crowd. If they're older or younger, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
If you've got a sound and it just suits a certain crowd, they like your shit and they're buying your product.
Yeah.
Why is that like fucking Nickelback? No. I know they get shit on the most, but they fucking sell some product, and
they do.
People fill stadiums and support them. And
they do.
Like I used to sing their fucking song, you know.
Really?
This is how my meal I really am. I had like 3 good fucking summers where I made thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Singing that fucking song all over Europe, man. I was in Holland, I was in Germany, I was in France, singing that fucking song, man. And I made a lot of money, and they're not getting a fucking penny off me.
Yeah.
They're not getting any royalties.
I was probably still in my original band going like,
dude, like there's no disrespect in just having a slightly, like, I mean, look, every band wants to be the fucking superstar crowd, but the reality is only about 0.001% of bands manage to do that. Yeah. But the older reality is maybe 5 to 8% of bands manage to get like a niche crowd that will support them for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
That's fucking 100% respectable. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, when you say niche, though,
what's wrong with that?
No. I mean, obviously, I think.
Well, it's just like, it's not like global, but it's just like, okay, there's a certain type of people like this. So we'll go to those people.
Sure.
Right. Like, we don't all have to be the same fucking thing.
So for Johnson's Motorcar, who are those people?
Oh, well, I know the fucking songs that Johnson's writing now, man.
Well, you're leading us on. You're teasing us, man. You gotta.
I might be thinking we might have to go big for these fucking things.
Okay.
Like he's writing some dangerous shit.
Dangerous stuff.
Dangerous shit, man. Like he's gonna say some wild shit to motherfuckers. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens, because at the end of the day, you're where you are.
Right.
You know, like, you know, he's got his famous band OAU that we talked about, like, how it's a big deal here. Like his famous band, they're kind of taking a little bit of a backseat this year because their other famous band in the management company is doing a lot. So that gives Johnson's Motorcar a chance to kind of like get some shit done. So by this sort of, I guess by autumn this year, we'll probably have a product, and we'll be looking at like, is there a gap in 2023 where we could like we could fuck some shit up. And what I really like about this most is that Martin is such a fucking phenomenal songwriter. He's written like 5 albums with OAU.
Wow.
And like 3 albums of Johnson's Motorcar. And he's such a phenomenal songwriter, man. And he's American. And they don't even know he exists.
Yeah, that's true.
And I just love the narrative of him going back and go, yeah, bitches. Well, that's how to write a fucking song.
It's the cliche, I'm big in Japan, right? There's a lot of musicians like that.
Well, like, yeah, but in terms of a label element, a label would always say, did you conquer your home territory?
Yeah.
And Martin's home territory is Japan. And yeah, he fucking done that.
Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, he's been here probably longer than he was doing music in the US. Yeah.
He like never did music in the US.
Right.
He came over here and he was doing some bullshit fucking pirate crap where it's like and fucking bullshit. Yeah. But 2 years of that and he was done. And he got into the fucking Japanese music industry and he is a fucking big deal over here.
Yeah.
And he's done very well. And I've known him since about a year, maybe a year after he started with like his other band.
Oh.
And it's been fascinating to watch the development. Me and Martin had some fucking words over the holidays, right? We were doing like 4 days of songwriting, and I was like I was a little bit on one. So maybe I wasn't like fucking focusing as hard as I should have been, and maybe like my playing was a little bit fucking slacking. And he fucking proper called me out on it, right? And he was not wrong, but it fucking hurt to hear it.
Yeah.
But it has to be said, bro. You want to fucking call yourself a fucking like a legit musician? You're like you can't be making excuses like that.
Yeah,
You're right.
So you gotta fucking I mean, like it's like I guess the closest analogy would be like comedians. Right? Yeah, comedians. They start off in open mics. Yeah. They've got like maybe 90 seconds of jokes that are okay and 4 minutes of dog shit.
Yeah.
Right? And like they've got a bomb for 5 fucking years before someone will give them $10 to sell, you know what I mean? And after they've done 10 years, okay, now you've got a fucking place in the conversation. Right. Once you've done 10 years of fucking toil, like Soul Asylum, we've been touring 12 years, bitches.
Right. It's a long
You're like, we are not some fucking new cunt thing that just came off the fucking Sony invented us. Get the fuck out of here. We've been touring 12 years, you cunts.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And we've done our fucking time. We've put our fucking... We've paid the fucking dues, bro.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it's about, man. You gotta do that. And like and it's just it's great for you. And even the time when times when you're like when you did a shitty gig and you come out and go, we fucked that up. But you go, I never want to ever do that again. Like there was this gig we did in Cheap. We usually like do pretty good in gigs, even when we're not great.
Okay.
But this one gig we played in Chiba, I'm not sure where the fucking show was. No, I'm not sure. I'm no fucking recollection. It was really like it was a long time ago. But we were like playing last, and as happens, because you're playing last, you sound check first.
Ah.
Okay.
And we sound checked at 3 o'clock. We're playing at 9 o'clock, and we just started drinking. And by 9 o'clock, we were not okay. And we played the 9 songs that were listed on our fucking set list, but people were just like, and we could feel that we weren't in it.
Right.
Yeah.
We could just feel it. You're like, we're too. It was just not good. And you got to go. You got to take those L's.
Yeah.
You got to take those losses and go, okay, well, we don't want to do this again. So, okay, let's not fucking drink for 6 hours before we play. Let's just like, let's just wait till like a half an hour before we play, do like one little shot, hey, get our little buzz, and now we can fucking party. But, but you know what I mean? If you don't, you got to do all the years and it's,
for sure.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is.
I love that. I have learned a lot tonight. I really appreciate your wisdom, Blacko. I really like it a lot.
Mainichi Kyoku, every day in education, bro.
All right, so Blacko, educate us more. Let's do the rapid fire round. Okay, this is Matthew.
Rapid fire? Never even heard of it. Go on, let's do it.
Rapid fire. I mean, you're talking two Americans.
Do I need a weapon?
Two Americans. Of course, there's always weapons involved. So,
no,
come on, man.
You were not under assault. No weapons needed.
Dave, right. I am very fucking hard to kill.
Oh,
so good. you can come at me if you want, but good luck.
So
Let's go to rapid fire. What is this shit?
Rapid fire round.
I feel like you're gonna ask me like, what's my favorite novel or some shit.
No, fuck novels, but no, I'm gonna ask you, what's your favorite something or a question? And the first thing that comes to your mind, that's the answer.
All right, let's go.
All right, so first one.
Rapid fire. Let's go.
Biggest influence.
Ooh, it might be probably U2 for production.
Okay.
Their production was just phenomenal
Yeah.
over decades, and it evolved.
Yeah.
And it was never static. It evolved with the times. Maybe Madonna for the same reason.
Madonna. Wow. Okay.
For the same fucking reason.
Production.
She like evolved over the years when she came out with that Ray of Light album.
Yeah.
She's like fucking. She was already 140 years old, but like
Right.
that fucking album fucked so hard. It was just anyway. And Marilyn Manson, just like just the newness of the way those guitars were just so dirty and filthy and shit. Those would be like influences on me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This next one's kind of lame, but favorite food.
Tamales.
Mom's Christmas dinner, bro.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good answer. All right. All right. Next question. Biggest culture shock when you came to Japan?
Good question. Biggest culture shock when it came to Japan. Okay. Weirdly, another Christmas fucking thing.
Christmas.
Right? I was just used to just like because I got here in January, like early January. So the following Christmas, I just hadn't really thought about it.
Right.
But I just go, like I wake up at like fucking 10 o'clock Christmas morning and I go, I'm going to walk out and get a pack of smokes or whatever I'm going to do. And I thought, like, because if you're in Ireland and you walk out the door on Christmas Day, there's like 0 people out there. Or the only people that are out are dressed really well and they're carrying a bunch of presents because they're going somewhere to fucking do a Christmas thing.
Right.
I fucking walk out the door, bunch of salaryman walking around, got to work.
All right. Yeah.
Wow.
We worked on Christmas. Me
Like,
and Matthew both worked on Christmas. Yeah.
I was like, I should have I should have put 2 and 2 together, but I just, like, I guess the culture shock was just like that. This is just not tied to Western calendars.
No, not at
They
all.
got their own shit going on. Fine.
Right?
I am mad about them. I am mad about it.
No.
It is what it is. I
I
mean,
mean, I think in Japan.
It is what it is. They've got every right to do it their own way.
Yeah.
They've been doing it their own way for thousands of fucking years. So good fucking fair play to them. And
Who am I to judge?
they've got the fucking peacefulest country there is in the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody fucking running around raping motherfuckers or
Right.
I mean there's a couple of cunts, but there's not some widespread fucking chaos going on.
Yeah.
It's like
for sure.
chill as fuck over here.
Yeah.
For a city of like 40 million in the greater metropolistic area.
What really
Like,
trips me out is that Japan is the size of California.
All of California, not just LA.
No,
yeah,
it is California.
but it's California crunched into
There's
LA.
so many people here. There's so many fucking people living in Japan. I mean,
Crunched into like the size of LA. And motherfuckers aren't like freaking out and shooting each other. They're just like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with you.
so that's also another culture shock. How fucking chill they managed to be with each other and just are just going, just whatever.
Okay.
So number 4, if you could have everybody on this earth listening to you for 20 seconds, what would you say to them?
20 fucking seconds. Sorry, do you mind if I take a pause before I fucking think about
I'll take a pause.
what the 20 seconds are going to be? Because
every human being on earth, they're listening just to you.
I mean, that's a lot, right? That's a lot of responsibility.
It's about 8 billion people listening. All at once.
I know. What do you say to all that?
What do you say? Like, what can you say?
All right. Fuck. dude, the magnitude of that is just hitting me so much that I'm like, I need to consult with aliens before I fucking figure out how to say it. But hang on a second. No, I'm going to come up with stuff. I'm going to say something. All right. So off the top of my head, what would I say? I would go, oh, all right. Okay. Here's what I'd say. There's 8 billion of us. We're not all doing great. Yeah. Some of us are doing very fucking well. Some of us are doing super fucking shit. We know that we could do better than this. All right? And if we want to do better than this, the way we need to do this is to fucking talk to each other, and not just talk at each other, is to listen to each other.
Right.
All right? We don't need to fucking just take all the money off the rich. We just need to get the rich invested in going, now, if these fucking poor cunts have more money, then they'll be able to buy our shit.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a fair way to address the people of this world.
It's like, we got to motivate them. We got to motivate these people to fucking, just include everybody in their plan.
Right. Yeah.
And I it's not that big a deal. It's not a fucking problem.
Yeah.
No.
It's a great answer. Yeah.
Let's have it.
Anything you want to plug, promote, say about Johnson's Motorcar? What's coming next? This is
good. When is this coming out?
Probably tomorrow or the next day.
Fucking Jesus. You're not even going to edit this? Jesus.
Oh, I edit. I'm very fast with all this stuff.
You guys are fascinating.
We are raw dog, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I think I want to plug is there's a promotion crew in Japan, in Tokyo, called More Than Music.
Okay.
All right, and we got a show with them on the 26th of February in Shibuya 7th floor.
Okay.
And these motherfuckers, you got to talk to them. The guy who runs it, Justin Sachs, he puts on great fucking shows, man. This will be our 3rd show with them. Okay. He's a cool promoter, man, that legit gets great bands and puts them all together and puts on great shows. So that's 26th of February in Shibuya 7th floor. It'll be Johnson's Motorcar with Shamans and Robert Tyra Rilson, who's an acoustic guitar player. That's one thing I'd like to. I've talked too much already. People have already forgotten the details.
Nah, don't worry. Everything's in the description. Don't worry. I put everything.
Is it really? Okay, cool. So in that case, the next thing we have is the 28th of this month. We're just playing support for a band called Leonidas, and they've got a new EP out, and it's a pretty cool EP, man. I like it. Okay. I like those boys, man. They're fucking, nice. Actually, it was More Than Music Japan that fucking introduced us and them, and so they just asked us to play with their fucking with their EP release. So we're doing that in SHIMOKITAZAWA 3.
Okay.
3. Okay. That's on the 28th of this month. That's and the rest is you're not gonna I talk some shit on this podcast, right? About what Martin's about to start saying to people.
Yes.
It might sound like hyperbole. I 100% guarantee that when you hear that shit, you're like, he was underplaying, he was downplaying that shit.
Okay.
Well, I personally think
he's about to say some shit to some motherfuckers, man. And
cool.
So
it's about
anyone
tell them what they need to hear.
No, I agree. Anyone
intelligent revolution.
There you go. Well, the intelligent revolution is about to start, I guess, right?
So
it should kind of start.
Anyone that heard this will follow your links, will follow your speech.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And figure out.
I hope so, man. Yeah. I hope so. I mean, I don't have an agenda apart from I got to live my life. And I hope that everybody else gets a chance to live their best life.
Yeah.
And I defend your right to do so.
Yeah.
And I'll fight anybody that gets in your way to fucking
Right.
do so.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, so I mean, I'm like people like I post some mad shit on fucking Facebook and whatever, man. Motherfuckers are like, "Hey, you Republican?" I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Well,
Right?
if anything, Blacko, you made a very good guest on the show.
I did all right.
We're happy to have you. And, all right, let's Matthew, do you have any more? No, nothing.
Wait.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's got a whole fucking bottle. Jesus, bitch. Jesus,
right,
you competitive fuck.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
All right, ready?
Cheers.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining the Gotham to Tokyo podcast with Blacko, and we will see you next time.